More than 10 years of grinding in the financial markets taught me one thing. Money, like blood, always has its own scent, and if you survive long enough in this game, enough pain, enough loss, you will learn how to smell it. Not the scent of profit, but the scent of someone quietly accumulating before the world even opens its eyes. I used to be reckless, chasing a coin that pumped 70% just because I saw others getting rich. I once believed in flashy white papers like love poems. I once lost everything because I thought it will go higher. But the final complete wipeout woke me up. Don't believe words, only believe behavior. And the night I discovered that AI coin was the moment I smelled something strange. An on-chain wallet from a European investment fund I was tracking had unusual money flows, split into small orders through dozens of sub-wallets, no different from how the mafia launders money. The token they were accumulating was unknown. No white paper circulating. No KOLs mentioning it. Market cap as small as a newly opened coffee shop. If you're new, you would ignore those monotonous transactions. But someone who has almost died a few times like me won't. Because I know smart money always moves in its own way. It never walks through the front door. It slips through cracks, through walls, and only reveals itself when the crowd arrives late. I didn't need to know what the token was. I only needed to know who was buying, how much they were buying, and whether they continued to accumulate. Over 4 days, I recorded 50 orders, each $9,000 to $13,000. And the scariest part was, all of them happened during European midnight hours, when retail traders were asleep. That's not the work of impatient people. That is how the elite of the market moves, silently, coldly, without hesitation. A friend once told me, to get rich like them, you must learn how they hunt. And in this market, the only thing that never lies is the money flow. That night I stayed awake. I knew I was facing something special. Not luck, not randomness. It was the scent of money, once again, leading me to a big opportunity. Investing is not a game for smart people. It's a reward for those who survive after paying tuition with stupid decisions. I once jumped into a coin just because others bragged about making money. I once believed in a glossy white paper. I once thought that because a coin pumped 65%, it would surely go higher. Then I lost everything. Since then, I stopped believing KOLs, signal groups, and online rumors. I only believe behavior, the only thing that cannot lie. That day, there was an unknown AI coin, no official website yet, but I discovered that it had a pattern of accumulation, steady, slow, but consistent, a style of collecting that was neither rushed nor greedy. This wasn't the behavior of amateurs. It was the posture of professionals. I decided to test my intuition. Bought at 2 a.m., only 1,000 USD. Told no one. I wanted to verify whether I was wrong. 5 to 10 hours later, the volume doubled. No retail, no FOMO, just more new wallets, but all with the same pattern. Each wallet bought 10,000 USD. No one sold. An unusual silence. Silence like that in this market always signals an explosion. I added another 20,000 USD using a cold wallet. I didn't buy in one order. I split it into 10 orders, each 4 hours apart. My goal was not to leave traces, not to reveal my position. This was no longer about profit or loss. This was a test of intuition, a hunt in the dark. At this moment, I felt some fear and uncertainty, but I learned smart people always look for reasons to justify being right. Survivors learn to live with uncertainty.
When you trust money flow more than promises in a white paper, you begin to see the market the way the elite does. 6 days later, the price moved slightly. 4%, then 6%, then flat. To me, that was the signal. The hunt had begun. When you see price movement, it means someone has been moving for days. The market doesn't start with a green candle. It starts with the intent of those who speak no words. I didn't buy more. I just observed. Each time volume increased slightly, a new wallet appeared, but no one sold. They accumulated, something retail can never do. They waited in silence. On day 9, Telegram started mentioning the name. The dev team posted the first tweet, a short thread, and then small traders began to FOMO like wildfire. People rushed in. Twitter analyzed it. TikTok reviewed it. Discord discussed it. KOLs started presenting the coin as something you must catch immediately or risk missing a big opportunity. CoinGecko updated the official logo of that AI coin. But when the crowd knows, it means the table has already been set. I was up more than 75% and hadn't sold a single token. Not out of greed, but because I remembered what an old speculator told me, value doesn't lie in the token. It lies in the moment you buy when no one is looking. Those entering now buy with belief. I entered with data and behavior. When the price hit plus 130%, I received a message from an old friend. This coin is up 130%. Looks good, right? Should I jump in? I just laughed because I knew when they ask, the game is nearing its end. You know, emotions that arrive after the data always pay the price. On day 13, the coin was up 230%. Twitter was full of green. Influencers added hashtags. YouTube called it a hidden gem. I saw only one thing: noise. Noise means the time to leave is coming. I checked each buy order. No one knew I had been there since day 1, accumulating when the chart was flat, and I began to sell. Not more than 5% per order. Choose the moments of strongest volume, split the sell orders across multiple wallets, and leave the market like a ghost. No traces, no warnings.
On day 15, the price peaked. I was almost fully out. No one asked when I sold, because no one knew I had ever been there. The peak of investing is not how much you make, but making it in silence and withdrawing in silence, and leaving the crowd still deluded that they just caught a bargain coin, unaware that darkness is about to fall. I remember the words of an old mentor, an old speculator in Singapore. If you want to survive long, don't let anyone know your position. The AI coin then dropped 10%, then 25%, 40%, and returned to its starting point. The crowd called it whales dumping. I am not a whale. I'm just someone who smelled the money flow a few days earlier than the crowd. And I believe that if you learn how to enter in silence and exit in the dark, you don't need luck to win. You only need to understand how smart money moves before everyone starts talking about it. If you think a 400% gain comes from technical analysis, you're mistaken. For these unknown coins, I don't analyze trends. I don't wait for breakouts. I just track big money flow and act before the lights turn on. A winning trade is decided outside the chart, where the plan was written before the token appeared on the crowd's radar. I picked the right token only because I saw which wallets were accumulating, how the orders were being split, how far apart each wallet was created, volume rising while price stayed flat. Small details are clues of the guiding hand. I don't need to know how strong their AI is. No need to read the white paper. I invest in the manipulator, not the technology. People ask me,
How do you know when to enter? I don't enter when I see green candles. I enter when no one is talking, but money is already flowing in. When the market cap is small enough for a moderately sized fund to create a miracle. The 400% wasn't because I was smart. It was because I was patient, and because I moved one step ahead of the crowd. A true assassin doesn't need to strike fast. They only need to arrive early, exit early, and make no noise. In the market, arriving late means paying for the feast someone else already enjoyed. When you see media, influencers, and communities suddenly talking about a token, the trap is already set. And the funny thing is, the crowd thinks they're being sharp and spotting a potential opportunity. Prices don't rise because of news. News is just the loudspeaker. The real wave is created by the one who finished accumulating and is ready to push. In the 400% play, I saw this pattern clearly. Silent accumulators, light media ignition, a narrative released right when the AI narrative was hot. When belief appears, greed pushes everything the rest of the way. Everything looks pre-directed, and the crowd thinks they're deciding for themselves. But in reality, they're only acting out a script written long before. Winners don't fight crowd psychology. They move ahead, plant the bait, and watch. If you want to survive, you must learn the skill of muting the crowd and listening to silence. In every pump, there is a tiny signal. The wave maker is about to leave. But only those not swept away by emotions can hear it. The important question isn't which coin is good, but which coin is about to be made to look good. The elite don't choose based on white papers. They choose tokens that are easy to manipulate the crowd's emotions. My formula is simple, but it lets me earn a dream-worthy amount of money. 1. Market cap under 25 million USD. Easy to manipulate, easy to 4x or 5x without drawing attention. 2. Week 1, volume low. Week 2, volume rising, but price stays flat. A sign of accumulation by big hands. 3. Tokenomics not pretty, but the smart contract clean. Just ugly enough to make pros believe no one has noticed it yet. The team doesn't need to be famous, just following the right people. I once chose a coin simply because I saw the founder following a wallet that pumped 3 previous projects. Don't listen to what they say. Watch who they follow. And lastly, and most importantly, silence. An AI token with no community, no marketing, no influencers. That's where the elite place their bets. Not because it guarantees victory, but because it's easy to control the crowd. I don't choose coins to hold long-term. I choose them like choosing pawns in chess. Small, unknown, but if they move correctly, they become queens. Speculation doesn't require being right often, just being right once, perfectly. To do that, you must think like a scriptwriter, not an audience member waiting for the climax. A good coin is not a coin with strong technology. A good coin is the coin chosen to play the lead role in a pre-directed play. Financial freedom isn't having a lot of money. Freedom is winning without needing anyone's praise. That 400% trade, I didn't brag, didn't screenshot P&L. But when I closed the final order, I understood one thing. I had control over myself. The crowd loses because they need recognition. The elite are different. They win quietly and exit before the applause begins. 400% isn't for buying cars or watches. 400% is for buying time.
A month without thinking about money. A week reading books without distraction. A day drinking coffee knowing you owe no one. In this world, there are 2 kinds of wealth,
One is loud wealth, living under the eyes of others and dying under your own size. The other is silent wealth, freedom from within, without needing anyone to understand, praise, or even know. I choose the second kind. If you want that too, start today. Don't chase hot coins. Don't wait for anyone's approval. Don't trade freedom for applause. Freedom doesn't begin with your wallet. It begins with the way you think about money. If you only need one correct move, make that move truly worthwhile. I have been wrong many times. I have been broke at times. I have doubted myself at times. But I never blamed the market. I stepped back, observed more carefully, and waited, waiting for a real opportunity to get that one correct move that could repay all the mistakes. In speculation, there are three things that cannot be taught: patience, independence, silence. Whoever learns those three will understand. You don't need to win every battle. You only need to survive long enough to win the decisive one. Livermore, Soros, and even those whose names are never mentioned all follow that principle. The market does not reward the smart. It rewards those who wait, who have patience, and above all, discipline. Trading Psychology Channel is not just a name, it's a philosophy. Rise strongly without hesitation, fall deeply without regret. Enter early, exit fast. The day I sold all that AI token, up nearly 400%, I understood that the market only rewards those who see the right timing and dare to act when others don't even know the token exists. To land a winning strike, you must lose many times. You must read white papers, track whale wallets, check unlock schedules, understand market makers. You're not here to hear stories about a coin. You're here to understand what's behind a 400% play and how to catch the next one. The answer does not lie in the token. It lies in the mindset. The market is a battlefield. Each order is a wager on your intellect and emotions. That coin rose not because it was good, but because smart money chose it at the right moment. If you want the next video, leave a question, an experience, a doubt, a keyword. I will choose 5 outstanding comments to make a new video, and this may also be how the Trading Psychology Channel operates. We do not cater to the crowd. We share what real investors actually seek. How to detect whale money flowing into an AI token. Is the AI trend still sustainable? Is it worth continuing when you're down more than 60% due to FOMO? Which AI tokens stand out in the Arbitrum ecosystem? One question can open an entire chain of opportunities. If you learned something from the video, share it with someone who deserves to understand the market on a deeper level. The market is a labyrinth. Correct thinking is the map. And sometimes it's you, not me, who asks the question that forces the market to reveal its true nature. Leave a comment below, because the next video might be written by you. We will meet again in a video where your question becomes the opening path for the next journey.